Hello, I'm Stephen Davies. I'm the co-founder of Team UnLimbited. I come from a sleepy little village nestled in the mountains and valleys of Wales. I've worked professionally as a computer-aided designer for the last 24 years. We're here today to share our story and tell you all about our big idea. I was born with no left hand. I've grown up with the challenges that entails. I've worn most of the hands that are available. I've worn the hook hand, the dummy hand, and the myoelectric, which I was one of the original testers for. I was lucky. I had options. There's many people out there that have no access, no options, or cannot afford an arm like I've had. I know what it is to be different, to have to hide myself away to fit in. This has affected my self-confidence my whole life. I know what it is to be stared at or whispered about. A disability is not just physical. It has a psychological effect. This is something we'd like to change.
So I'm Drew Murray, and I'm a co-founder with Stephen of Team UnLimbited. I come from the South Shields, a coastal town in the northeast of England. It has a historic background in mining and shipbuilding. I come from a normal working class family, and like Stephen, I also have a disability. Mine's a bit harder to see. I was born high frequency deaf, which you can see in these. Can't really see very well in these two pictures, but I wore 2 hearing aids from the ages of 4, and that had a massive impact on my self-confidence when I was little. Hearing aids are a lot smaller now, a lot more discreet, but when you're small and hearing aids are big, society treats you different. People treat you different. Adults don't know how to deal with somebody with a disability. And I think that impacts on your personality, in your own belief, and adults and role models, it all concretes onto you of how you believe and how you perceive the world around you today. So just to illustrate, this is an audiogram of my hearing loss. So anything above the red or the blue line, I can't hear or I struggle to hear. So growing up was a real challenge for me, to learning to read and to write and to communicate when you can't hear the sounds that we use in all our words. And I remember my teachers at school, and my mum in particular, spending many hours sitting in front of a mirror, repeating words, writing them down, and learning to read and write parrot fashion. And that really, you know, is different to what my peers had to go through. And it's quite difficult as a child to cope with. I've also always been a bit of a maker and a bit of a geek. And back in 2014, I bought myself a 3D printer. This is the printer that I bought. It's a Chinese clone of a more expensive machine. And I used that, and I used some online resources. There's a website, Thingiverse, where you can download toys and models and things, which I used to print out. And I got this to learn 3D modeling myself, because, like I say, I've always been a keen geek and had a real passion for anything in technology. And one day, I come across an article about a group of people who call themselves e-nable, and they were 3D printing hands for children around the world who had a limb difference. And this was really, really quite interesting to me, so I thought, I've got a 3D printer, it's something I must use. The e-nable community also have a Google community group, which anyone can join. There's some people there are there to design devices, there's some people build devices for people, and there's some people that just really want to help in any way, in any skill that they bring to it. So I got involved, and the first thing I had to do was to print a device to show that I was capable of printing one, and you take a load of pictures and share them with the community. And then the community found a girl in England from Manchester who had contacted the community and asked if they could have a device for her daughter, Eden, and we exchanged emails with her father. I asked Eden to come up with a colour scheme for the device she might like, and she sent me this lovely picture, and she also managed to pick every single colour that I didn't have. So I'm very keen that these devices are theirs. They're an extension of their personality. So it has to be done for them the way they want. So with that in mind, I had to go and buy all the right colour plastic. And it works like a large bit of string that's heated up and it's extruded and it builds up the devices that are being printed. So here's Eden's device printed in those lovely colours. The device is then finished off with some string, some elastic, some Velcro and some padding. So I built it, finished it, and I drove up to Manchester, a couple of hours drive from where I live, and I met Eden and gave her the device that she was for. So it was really taken back by it to see something that she designed, her colours, and it was for her. And it was at that point there when I met with her family and I spoke to Eden, I realised that this is very much more than just a geeky make project. This is something real. This is something that's very important to people. And with my own history of disability, of understanding how important that self-belief and self-view is. So I carried on and I realised I need to do this again. So my next recipient was for a girl called Brooke. She wanted a princess-themed hand. Brilliant. I've got loads of pink. We'll come up with a nice colour scheme. She was happy with that colour scheme. So I produced her device and I drove up and I delivered her device for her, and here she is enjoying her device. And again, talking to her parents about what this meant to them, of even in England, of having options on the health service. Still as a parent, it's a terrible thing to want to do more and want to try them out. I also delivered a second device on the same day to a girl that lived very near to Brooke. This is Miley. She wanted a Spider-Man theme, so we came up with a Spider-Man colour theme. It was a long day, that. It was about a 5-hour round trip, but it was all made worthwhile to see the kids' reactions and to see the parents' reaction that the kids are trying something new, and it opens up a new conversation about how they're going to deal with the limb difference. It's a beautiful thing. I did a few more devices for a few more people, and then one evening, when I was looking on the community, this post appeared. And I was just taken back by this device, because this looks to me something that would be more suited in a medieval torture chamber than something that would be issued by a health service to somebody. And this post was by Stephen. And this is where our worlds first met, Stephen. So I'll let you take the story forward from here.
Thank you. So as you can see, this is the device that I was given by our health service in Britain. I don't know if there's anyone here that would like to walk down the street wearing something like that. I know I certainly didn't. I came away from that, having that day, crying my eyes out. There's no way I wanted to wear anything like that. So I knew there had to be something better. So that's when I teamed up and found Drew. And Drew built my very first hand. I knew from the moment I opened that box and I put on that hand that this was something incredibly special. My face beamed. I was super happy. For the first time ever, I didn't want to hide my arm. I wanted to show it off. I'd got my smile back. As a user and a designer, we were quick to make improvements to that hand. I could tell straight away that this was uncomfortable. This needed to change. We needed to modify that, and we quickly made those changes. With Drew showing me the ropes and teaching me all I needed to know about 3D printing, we quickly helped adopt the current models to make them as comfortable and as functional as possible. That's when I got my first request for help. Meet Isabella. This is a 6-year-old girl from Bristol in the UK. Isabella wanted me to build her an arm. As you can see, she's missing her arm from just below the elbow. I'd never built a full arm before, and at the time, there was only one design available, which was incredibly difficult to build. It took an incredibly long time to print, and it wasn't very functional. We built Isabella her arm and took it along, and she was incredibly happy with it, but I came away from there knowing it wasn't good enough. It didn't work for her properly. We knew we had to make a change, make it better. So that's when we started work on our unlimited arm. After months of design, prototyping, testing, improving, changing, we printed 2 of these arms in the colours Isabella chose, pink, purple, and green, of course. And we returned to Isabella and gifted her 2 brand new arms. From that day, we knew it was a phenomenal success. It just was brilliant. It was such a fantastic day. Her smile said it all. So that's when we released our arm to the public. We open sourced the designs free for everyone to use. With just 3 simple measurements, you can get an arm that fits you and is functional. We simplified the process, making it as easy as possible for everyone so that it could be as accessible as possible. There are no electronics, no expensive sensors, no motors. With just some simple string, some elastic, and some Velcro, you can have a functioning arm. This makes it incredibly accessible to third world countries, war zones, or places with little or no options available. It's incredibly cheap to build, costing less than $30 US to build. We're incredibly proud that our arm has now been downloaded and modified over 18,000 times. We have sent hundreds of photos from all across the world, from war zones, deepest Africa, high up in the Himalayas, Mexico, Turkey, India, Thailand, and beyond. Every day we get photos and videos from all around the world. Our free arm truly has a global reach. Now, because of all this, we have recently gained some attention. Me and Drew were recently given an award by UK Prime Minister Theresa May. I also won a South Wales Pride Award. And in case you don't know, we build all these completely free. Me from my garden shed, and Drew from his garage. And because of this, I recently was a category winner for a UK TV show as well, called Shed of the Year. Our recipients have gone on and they've been featured in the Paralympics TV trailers. They've featured in Google's Year in Search videos. And all of this is because of their fantastic smiles. We build them in any color or theme the children want. From Spider-Man, Superman, Iron Man, Minions, football team arms. We've even built glow-in-the-dark arms. What you have to understand is that these are more than just an arm. For these children, it is an extension of self. It turns children who are picked on in the playground suddenly into the cool kid with a robot arm. It makes them proud of their disability instead of hiding their disability. We do all this in our spare time, working in the evenings and the weekends, fitted in around our family and our daily professional lives, completely free. It is our gift of a smile. Please watch this video.
Look into my eyes, I can see the damage, I can feel the cold, dark place you're in. You don't have to hide, 'cause I'll be right beside you through every tear run down your skin. Maybe when your sky comes crashing down, I can be your angel you've been hurt. I know that you've been broken. Had to walk alone, no hand to hold. But those lonely days are gone, 'cause I am right beside you. Down every long and darkened road. Maybe when your sky comes crashing down, I can be your angel on the ground. If you get tired and can't go on, I will carry you along. When the rocks below your feet wear out your shoes, when you're barefoot and bruised.
Team UnLimbited, a collaboration of UK volunteers who give out time, resources and expertise to build 3D hands and arms for those that need them for free.
Thank you.